Hello, 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 beautiful people. It is Nancy once again. Yay! Anyway, so guess what? So I know we've been doing chicken and turkey. So tonight I decided to do fish. And so we're going to be using a whiting. You can use a flounder. You can use a tilapia if you like. So it's going to be really quick. It's going to be really fun. And I hope you enjoy it. So here we go. Okay, so what we're going to use a pepper, green pepper, and it's only half. As you can see, it's just a half a green pepper, half a yellow pepper, and I just have like a quarter of an orange pepper. You can, or you don't have to use it, or if you want to use it, but I'm going to use a little bit of that. And we have, ta-da, a delicious green apple. Has a nice tartness to it, but we're going to work it out. So for spices, we're going to use some parsley, onion powder, some lemon pepper, thyme, and good old garlic salt. We're going to be using pure avocado oil. We're going to use about 3 tablespoons. Okay, today we're going to be using whiting. Or you can use any white fish, but we're going to use whiting. I guess my paper towel got it on there. But anyway, so we're only going to use about, what is that? About 7 pieces. That's actually 2 over in the back. Okay, we're going to season our fish. And I put a good coating of the garlic salt on this fish. The next we're going to use lemon pepper. A nice, just, let me see something. This is not coming out like I want. All right, anyway. Pardon the noise. We're going to do some garlic pepper, some lemon pepper. Just a nice little coating. And again, you want to make sure you can see the spices, not coat it to the point where you can't recognize what it is that you're cooking. I think I just put some on the floor. Anyway, okay, and then we're going to add our parsley. You see it's a nice coat on there. You don't have to overdo it. And then you want to just flip it over and do the skin side. We're going to start with a warm pan on medium heat, as always, medium heat. Okay, as mentioned before, we have 2 tablespoons of avocado oil in our pan. And I have it on a medium heat, like a medium low heat. Now I'd say that's a medium. Yeah, it's a medium. All right. My pan is warm. You see, it's not popping, so it's not hot. And like I normally do, I just kind of rock the pan a little bit to get some of the oil around. That's my other skillet that we're going to be using. But anyway. Okay, so we're going to lay our fish in skin side up. Skin side up. And whiting is thin, so you can kind of, assemble it however you want. There's no method to the assembly of your fish. So as you can see, your whiting is cooking up pretty nicely. So I've let it cook without a lid on it for about 5 minutes. So I'm going to put the lid on it now just to help it along. I'm cooking because what you're looking for is a white. This area, the fish, it should be an opaque white. Should not look like that. That's not done. So we're going to go ahead and put the lid on it. As you can see, before I put the lid on it, it's starting to get white in here. So that's what we're looking for. That's not all the way done yet, but it's going in the right direction. Put a lid over it and let it cook for probably another 3 to 5 minutes. We'll gauge it and see. Okay, so I just went to check the fish. And as you can see, it cooked up really, really nicely. So I would say it was a total of maybe 9 minutes for the whole thing. So we're going to go ahead and turn the eye off. And actually, just so it doesn't keep cooking, we're just going to move it. Move it off the heat. Move it off the hot eye. Even though it's off, it's still hot. So just move it to the back eye. Just kind of get it off the heat. Okay, so as you can see, I chopped up the peppers. And with the apple, I chopped it in half, and then I chopped it in 4s, the halves and 4s. So this is what I wanted to point out to you. So, and that's only half the apple. So as you can see, so I can get a picture, this part right here, you want to take that out. So when I cut it in half, I literally took my knife and just scooped that out before I cut it. Because if you don't scoop it out, you're going to have seeds. Okay, so I want my vegetables and my peppers rather, and my apple to be cut up almost like a relish. So I have this little manual. It's literally like a manual food processor. I think I got it from Pampered Chef, but you can get it at any Bed Bath and Beyond. Is it Bed Bath and Beyond, or any store that sells like kitchen appliances. Okay, as you can see, I'm literally just it's a manual food processor. So I'm just a couple pumps. I don't know how many I did so far, but you see how small it's getting. So I wanted to get a little bit smaller. See? Now, if you think if you can dice it up really small, that's fine too. But for what I need it for, I need it to be small. Okay, so this is how small. As you can see, it's nice and chopped up. So I wasn't able to put the rest of it in there. So here's the rest of my peppers. So I'm gonna put this into like a bowl, and then I'm just gonna finish. Chopping up the rest of the onions and the rest of the apple. There's the other half. Okay, so this is the size that you want. And again, if you're good at dicing and you want to dice up yourself, that's also good. Okay, so here's what your mixture looks like. So we have it chopped up pretty good. I mean, you may find a couple little small pieces like this that's a little big, but it's not gonna hurt anything. So in this mixture, what we're going to add our thyme. Ta-da, ta-da. And we're going to add our onion powder. So for each of these, we're going to start off with the thyme we're going to do like a half a teaspoon, and the onion powder we're going to probably use like a quarter teaspoon, and that's to start. Remember, we have to taste as we go. Okay, so here's our half a teaspoon of thyme, as you can see, and just sprinkle that in there, and you want to mix it. You want to mix it in really good. You guys know I'm one-handing it, so everything looks like it's moving around. You know why. All right, so we're going to mix that in, and then next we're going to do our onion powder. We're just going to do a quarter teaspoon of that. Okay, so here's our quarter teaspoon of onion powder. Shake that in, shake that in, shake that in. Uh-oh, I lost it. Okay, anyway, we're going to mix well. And again, raw peppers aren't going to kill you, so I would taste it. And also, what we're going to add to this is a little bit of the garlic salt, and I literally mean a little. Like I'm going to shake a little bit in there. Because remember, we're going to season our fish, so you got to be real careful with salt. Sometimes things come out really too salty because people just douse salt on their meat, and then they douse it into whatever they're cooking with the meat, and then it becomes too salty. So that's why, again, like I stressed before, it's important to taste your food. So I'm literally, as you can see, I'm literally going to do a little sprinkle. That's it. That's all I'm doing. That's it. Now, it may need a little more, but right now that's what we're starting with. You see how pretty that looks? Nice. And we're going to stir this pretty good. We want to make sure we get all of it mixed in really, really well. The other thing, the last thing we're going to do with this mixture, we're going to add a tablespoon of the avocado oil. You know how I feel about good fats? Okay. So here's our tablespoon of avocado oil. Okay, we want to mix that in really well. Mix, 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 mix. And again, don't forget to taste it. Just take like a little fork. Don't take like a whole, maybe like this much. And make sure you try to get everything together so when you taste it, you can taste all the ingredients with it. Okay, so I put the camera down so I can mix it really well. It tastes really, really good. If you want to add a little bit more garlic salt, you can. Remember, just be real careful with the salt you're adding, and you also can add a pinch of black pepper if you want. That's optional. What do you want? Okay. So I added the black pepper, but it's really, really pretty. Get a medium skillet. I think I said saucepan before, but a skillet. It's going to be on medium heat, so you can see that's your medium heat. Make sure your dial says medium, or if you have one like me with nothing on it but high and low, make sure it's in the middle. Okay, so I added your pepper mixture, and I'm going to call it a relish because that's really what it boils down to at this point. So you want to put it in your skillet and just keep turning it, because remember, we want to get it to a medium texture. A medium texture allows it to keep its color not be soggy, not be too done where it's gray. And then it takes the, takes the prettiness out of it. Okay, so we're gonna let that cook for a little bit. Let's say let's let it cook for about 10 minutes on a medium heat, a medium to low actually heat. You wanna let that cook down. You can add a lid on top if you like. I think I'm gonna do that because I think it'll just, again, steam works wonders, and it'll help it cook, get to that texture we're looking for a lot quicker. Okay, as you can see, it's cooking up pretty nicely. And if you notice, I did not add any oil because if you remember, we added oil to the mixture. So I'm just stirring it. You want to stir periodically because you don't want it to stick and you don't want it to burn. So you just want to stir it because it will cook up fairly fast. As you can see, it still has its color, but it's getting to that texture that we talked about previously. Let me get a good picture of it. See? And again, don't be afraid to taste it. Okay, so your relish mixture, whichever you want to call it, is at the right consistency that we want it. Okay, so we're going to lay our fish that we've cooked. We're going to lay it in like a shallow casserole dish. And this is just for presentation. You don't have to put it in the oven or do anything like that. However, if you want to get the relish a little crispy on top, then stick it in the broiler, but you don't have to. Okay, so I just moved it to a plate. As you can see, it's done. And what I did do is I drizzled a little bit of avocado oil on the top. Isn't she pretty? As you can see, the fish is nice and flaky. Looks delish, looks delish. So, that was fun, huh? So anyway, there you have it, your whiting with a green apple relish. Cool name, huh? Okay. So in case you don't know, I just kind of make these names up as I go. That's just how it goes. And please don't let this thing right here be a distraction because I think I got bit. But anyway, we won't talk about that. We'll go back to the food. But I wanted to tell you, thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe to my channel, Nudgie's Nest. And I could also be reached on Facebook at Nudgie's Nest. And by all means, share it with your family and friends. If you decide to make any of my dishes, I'm always interested in finding out how yours turned out. I'm sure it will come out wonderful. And remember, don't put oil in a cold pan. Anyway, all right, I'm going to go because clearly it's a little late and I'm a little sleepy. Anyway, take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.
Yeah. All I do is win, 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 no matter what.